What is a message really? So many people say, I'm looking for my message, I haven't found my message yet, I don't really know what my message is. So your message really is the reason why you do what you do. Why do you get out of bed in the morning? Why do you want to go into business? Why do you care about what you care about? And I've got to say, when you find that message, even though it may be tricky to find, it's so worth it because it's the thing that motivates you every single day, that fuels you and drives you to do things that you never imagined were possible. Because people who have messages, they've got a reason why they're alive. They've got a reason why they're living every day. They've got a reason why they're doing the things that they're doing. So my message is that I help people become the superhero to their tribe so they can change the world from their living room. And why does that even matter? It matters because each of us has so much potential and so much power inside of ourselves that just needs to be unlocked. And when we tap into that power, when we find our message, then we become a change agent. Instead of looking to others to make the change, we look to ourselves to be that person, to be that hero we thought we were waiting for. And a big part of what I help people do is to find the words to express what they care about, to express what's meaningful to them, to express why they do what they do. And the reason why this is so important to me is because for the vast majority of my life, I struggled to express what was meaningful to me. I struggled to express what I cared about. It got so bad that in high school, I tried to learn every single word in the dictionary because I thought that if I just knew the exact precise right word to say, that all of a sudden it would open a space where people could understand what I was trying to say. But it didn't work like that. The more words that I learned, the more I actually missed the mark in terms of my communication. So instead of really communicating, I spoke over someone's head. I used these giant words and nobody understood me. So all the attempts that I made to connect at a greater and greater level just created more separation. And then what I realized, that having a message and communicating what you do isn't about finding all the right words. It's about making that connection between you and whoever it is that you're talking to. And your message is like a bridge that allows them to walk from where they are to where you are. And when you create that bridge between what you care about and who someone is, then so much transformation becomes possible. And I remember the moment where this pain of not being able to communicate really hit me like a brick. So I was in Wisconsin spending the summer with my grandparents, and they lived on a lake in the middle of a golf course. And I used to love reading these big, thick Russian novels of psychological realism like Dostoevsky, War and Peace, and Anna Karenina. And one summer I decided to make my way through everything that Dostoevsky wrote. And every day I would wake up and I would canoe out to the middle of this lake and sit on an island where I had a hammock strung up. And I'd read those books until my grandma called me in for lunch. And one day my grandma called me in and she had made sandwiches and sun tea, much like this glass that I have right now. And I started to just share what I was thinking about and what I was reading. And at the end of it, my grandma just kind of looked at me and she said, "Marisa, I didn't understand a word that came out of your mouth." And I was like, wow, not even my own family understands me. Just wow. And that feeling of not being able to communicate and not being able to share really felt so much more painful than ever before, because if my family doesn't understand me, understand what I'm saying, who else is going to understand me? But what I didn't realize then is that it would take me another 20 years to really develop my gift of language and my gift with words. And I realized that it wasn't about being able to communicate as precisely as possible and find that exact right word to say what I was trying to communicate, but to really make that connection between people. And I've got to say, now that I understand what my true gift is, now that I understand my message, it's like every single painful experience, every heartbreak, every challenge that I've ever had, there's a reason for it. I was put on this earth for a reason. And I believe that there's a reason why you've experienced everything that you've experienced, good and bad. In the moment when you really find your message and you tune into why you're here, I gotta tell you, it's like a movie where all of a sudden the clouds part and it's like, whoa! And you realize why you're here and your entire life starts to make sense. Your challenges make sense, your pain makes sense, your heartbreaks make sense, and all the gifts that you had and you just didn't know what to do with, that you thought, Can't everybody do this? No, they can't. Everybody can't do what you can do. Everybody hasn't had the experiences you've had. Everybody hasn't been able to walk in your shoes. All of that is an incredible gift. And when you find a message, you find a reason for that gift, it gives you so much more power, so much energy to wake up every single morning and do the work that you're here to do in the world. And it's worth the search to find your message. You've got a message. Every single person has a message. It's all about slowing down for long enough to listen and ultimately find it. And when you do, oh my gosh, life will never be the same. So here's to you finding and living your message.